Hello everyone, it's Grapevine, and today we are going to be playing ClanGen. This is the edit by SableSteel. It's been going around on YouTube for quite a while. I started playing back in September, so that's where this footage starts off from. But originally this game was made by just some cats, but I will just let my past self take over from here, and I will be interrupting as we go. Rebel Star and Dust Spring is going. Rebel Star had a vision from Star Clan, and they talk about their vision. That'll be Hailpaw, Dapplepaw, and Dustpaw. So these apprentices are going on a journey together. Oh no. But they drove off the rogue, so they did pretty good on their own. One cat is going on patrol. Blackberry is going all by themselves. But they made 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have Hailwind is now a warrior, and a lot of cats have just become apprentices. Rebel Star almost lost their life. Dustpaw, Brownpaw, Littlepaw, Blackberry. Alrighty. So they find a loner, and they convince the loner to join. So let's see. I wonder if that's Wasppaw. Yes, Wasppaw is our loner. The colony has been dealing with some violent rogues on their territory. Hailwind, Dapplebur, and Dustpad as apprentices are carefully watched for. They're not allowed to go out without their mentor and another warrior for their protection. The kittens stay inside the nursery for the most part, with their mothers looking after them, and occasionally Greenleg takes over so Cloverswoop can gather herbs for any incoming battle, as well as make herb bundles so that way she can care for cats faster during the battle. Star Rebel looks to the stars for answers, and she has a vision. She's not sure what to make of the vision, and talks to Dustspring one morning when they go hunting together. Dustspring carefully admits that the vision might be a sign that she's going to lose her final life fighting these rogues off. Little do the two know that they were being watched by Dustpad, Hailwind, and Dapplebur, who had snuck away from their mentors. Upon hearing the vision, they decide to do something. One night, they sneak away from their mentors, and when they find the rogues, they scare them away in the night, thinking a spirit is chasing them, and that if they don't leave their territory, terrible things will happen to them. At first, no one knows why the rogues had disappeared, but eventually Dapplebur can't help but confess to Star Rebel what they had done. She reassures Dapplebur that they had done nothing wrong, but she won't tell anyone what she now knows. However, she's well aware of how close she was to losing her final life. All of our kits have been made into apprentices. There are so many apprentices that some cats have to take 2. All the cats in the colony are helping these cats learn to defend themselves, defend the colony, feed the colony, and take care of the colony. Waterlight takes on Crowfur and Amber Eyes, but it isn't long before the colony notices that Waterlight is having more and more trouble keeping up with the 2 apprentices. In the game, he's becoming an elder. Crowfur is cold and smart, while Amber Eyes is a little bit bloodthirsty. These 2 can be a deadly combination in battle training, but also they can easily fill up the prey pile together. Greenleg takes on Little Willow. While Greenleg is a little bit reckless in battle, he imparts his knowledge of hunting to Little Willow, and he prefers to go hunting rather than battle training or border patrols. He doesn't get into arguments like Blackberry did, but instead he tries not to get in Greenleg's way when he's being a bit reckless. Star Rebel takes on Pikeheart. Pikeheart is loving and turns out to be an excellent fighter during training. He tends to go on border patrols, and he tries to help the other apprentices with their battle training as much as he can. There's only so much he can do for them. He's also quick to remind Star Rebel to take breaks to rest. Tall Whisker also takes on Lost Blaze with his other apprentice, Dapplebur. While Dapplebur is extremely smart and nervous, Lost Blaze is daring and a great hunter. Dapplebur prefers to help out around camp with the nursery queens or help gathering herbs for his mother, Cloverswoop, much to Lost Blaze's annoyance, because he'd rather be out hunting with the other apprentices. It's a little bit of an adjustment for Tall Whisker, because he much prefers to be on border patrols or helping with battle training. Bumble Ash takes on Scorchheart and Twigstep. Scorchheart is loving and turns out to be quite a bit of a good teacher when she can help the other apprentices with their duties. Twigstep also turns out to be just as good of a teacher as Scorchheart is, but he's a little bit insecure, so it takes him a while to speak up on his knowledge to the others. Finally, Holly Creek takes on his first apprentice, Birchleaf. Birchleaf has a very strong connection to the stars, but Holly Creek doesn't really believe in that kind of thing since he grew up as a rogue. He doesn't really understand why his apprentice keeps going on about cats with stars in their pelts in her dreams, and he doesn't really care to find out. Birchleaf is a nervous little cat who often jumps over the slightest noises, much to her colony mates' teasing. There were also 2 kittens born, Amberhawk and Frostwing. Bumble Ash and Dustspring take the 2 kittens, and in between duties are taking care of them in the nursery. It's a lot of work taking care of the colony during this kitten boom. It's also harder to feed them during winter. In the midst of all this, the colony finds a lone apprentice begging to join, and they allow him to join. He is made into Waspstep and given to Blackberry with her other apprentice, Dustpad. Waspstep was abandoned by his mother as soon as he was able to fend for himself. And when he saw all of these colonies taking care of each other, that's when he decided he wanted to join. Now that he's part of the colony, he's very faithful to it, and all that time alone made him into an excellent hunter. Dustpad is a fantastic teacher to this young cat, teaching him all of the ways of the colony with Blackberry's help. Hailwind was made into a warrior and immediately given Brownbird as an apprentice. Brownbird is a fierce warrior, and he also tends to prefer battle training or border patrols. Hailwind doesn't really mind it all that much because he doesn't really have a preference, but he still teaches his new apprentice the different ways to help serve their colony. During the leaf fall, tragedy strikes again. A contagious disease sweeps through the colony, and Hailwind and Amber Eyes die due to catching the disease. Brownbird is also found dead on the colony's border not too long after that. So much so that he wasn't even able to get assigned to a new mentor. No one knows who killed him, but some cats remember how suspicious Bubble Ash was when Owlshade and Stagslip were killed, which isn't too far off the mark. Bumble Ash saw Brownbird hunting on an enemy colony's grounds and decided that if he wasn't going to follow the rules, then he didn't need to be around any longer. Her colony was for cats that followed the rules. What Bumble Ash doesn't expect is that later on Cloverswoop finds a scrap of fur in Brownbird's claws. A scrap of fur isn't much to provide as evidence of Bumble Ash's actions. She could easily lie about why her fur was there, such as being a mentor for battle training. So Cloverswoop keeps the knowledge to herself, lying in wait for Bumble Ash to screw up again. This is the second time that Bumble Ash has murdered one of her kits, so she wants solid proof for her colony mates. But also, some relief fills the colony when Dustpad and Dapplebird are made into warriors, and Dustspring takes over training Crowfur for Waterlight so he can finally retire to the Elder's Den. But they don't really have to fill in for long when Crowfur was made into a warrior. Waterlight's not really happy about being an elder because he feels like he's a burden to the colony, but cats are quick to reassure him that he's earned a rest. Dustpad is looking forward to training future apprentices of his own, but for now, he does like to prove himself by leading battle patrols or border patrols. Since they were made into warriors around the same time, Dapplebur and Dustpad are pretty close to each other. Dustpad loves to support his brother as much as he can and tends to take over battle and border patrols for Dapplebur. Dapplebur hasn't really changed much from being an apprentice. He's still a nervous ball of energy, but he has learned a few coping strategies so he isn't too anxious. His colony mates still love to tease him a little, but they try not to be too hard on him. Crowfur is just as cold and calculating as he was as an apprentice, but he tries to not be too overbearing on the others. He takes satisfaction in a job well done, but he understands there are times where you don't have to be so serious. Next time, there are going to be a lot more apprentices turned into warriors, but for now, I'm running out of time to go on about these cats. This colony is really starting to expand, but I still feel like there are more stories to tell with these characters, and we're going to keep going until I'm satisfied, basically. I also want to take the time to thank you all again for all the love and support of this channel, because we recently hit over 50 subscribers. I hope to continue to grow and continue to tell stories of my own about these fictional cat characters, or even talk about the main series a little bit. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time very soon.